Bakhram Murtazaliev against Tszyu. Bakhram, what was it like for you to become a world champion? You've been waiting for a while, but you were able to make it a reality this past April, going into Germany and stopping Jack Kolke. What was that feeling like for you, especially in a division that is now becoming littered with so many big, big names?
Я очень рад, что стал чемпионом мира. Сейчас защищаю свой титул. Дай Бог, после этого боя буду объединять пояса. Я очень рад, я наслаждаюсь моментом.
I'm very, very happy to become a champion. I'm happy looking forward for this fight on Saturday night. And God bless, everything gonna be okay. I'm gonna be unifying my titles in the next my bouts.
Tim, you know, you're coming off a defeat, but you are now diving right into another difficult challenge in Bakhram, a champion. You could become a two-time champion. Why take on this challenge so soon?
I've always wanted the biggest and toughest challenges out there. So for me, it was a no-brainer when this fight came in tuition and the fact that it was made. I had no hesitation at all. I was actually hunting him down for quite some time. I remember when the Charlo fight between him and Charlo that's when he first came on the radar, and then when I started looking at him, I remember calling the boys as soon as me and Charlo fight got not made, that let's get Bakhram. Apparently they didn't want it, so I've been chasing the big fights, the big names, the toughest, scariest monsters, let's just say monsters out there. Unfortunately, they don't frighten me.
Bakhram, what do you have to say to what Tim just said, where he said he's been chasing you for quite some time and you didn't want the fight?
Да, я, если честно, особо не бегал ни от кого. Я думаю, если бы он хотел бы подраться, ну, реально бы хотел подраться, я думаю, было бы какое-то предложение хотя бы. Ну, мне никто ничего не говорил.
Tell you the truth, I never was hiding from everybody, and I was never running from everybody. If he really wanted to fight me, he could make an offer earlier. But I never heard anything about that before.
Back to you, Tim.
What did they say? Sorry.
He said that, you know, they never got an offer. They never, you know, they were willing to fight, and they never heard from you.
Oh, well, I guess step aside money and easier risk opponents to keep that mandatory spot is much easier than facing the big bad monster.
Well, the fight is for sure happening this Saturday. I want to acknowledge your manager, Glenn Jennings, and Glenn, obviously Tim's got a huge fight coming Saturday, can be another world champion. What's it like to have his father, the renowned, you know, legend of Tszyu, in attendance watching his son?
We're all super excited to have, you know, the royalty of boxing sitting here in the room with us right there on the corner. He's just arrived and walked in the door, so welcome, Tszyu. It's great to have you here, mate. For the boys, Nikita and Tim, it's just another step in their evolution, and such an exciting thing to have Dad ringside going into Tim's 27th fight. We haven't seen Tszyu at ringside since his first fight. So it's been a long time in the making and a long time coming, and we couldn't be happier, and I'm sure Tim feels the same way, I'm sure Nikita, and our whole team were just ecstatic to be in the presence of our greatest of all time, Tszyu.
And mark my words, the last name Tszyu will live on as the greatest boxing family ever lived.
Here.
When me and my brother are done with this.
Over to you, Bakhram. Do you feel like fans and Tim are potentially overlooking you? And what are you looking to send to the rest of not only just Tszyu and his team, but the rest of the division?
Да, если честно, мне вообще без разницы, оценивают, недооценивают, переоценивают, это не имеет никакого значения. В субботу мы выйдем в ринг, и все увидят, никаких проблем. Уже разговоры должны заканчиваться, время боя.
To me, it really doesn't matter if they overrating me, if not, they're not looking too much into me. I really don't care about it. All the talkings must be end. Saturday night is a fight, and that's where we must be concentrated.
Tim, over to you. Bakhram recently said in a pretty recent interview that he's seen you fight and he sees a lot of mistakes in to sum things up in your fights, and that he knows what to do. How do you respond to that comment?
Beautiful, beautiful. When we step in the ring, I think it's gonna be all a bit different, and that's the best part about boxing is taken by surprise. He's faster than I thought. He's stronger than I thought. He hits harder than I thought. That's all the questions are going to be answered come Saturday night.
Now, I mentioned earlier, I asked Bakhram, I'm going to ask you, this 154-pound division has so many huge names. What message are you looking to send to the rest of those guys that are going to be watching? There's a lot of potential mega fights down the line. What kind of statement are you looking to make Saturday?
The boogeyman is back. The 154-pound division, I never left. I went to hell and back the come and fight, but this is my vengeance, my comeback. This is my statement to be made type fight.
All right, let me ask Bakhram, the champ, Saturday night, October 19th. How do you have the fight playing out in your mind, and what happens?
Буду стараться бить и не давать бить себя. Все очень просто.
Very simple. I'm going to do everything, make sure not to be hit into that fight.
As for you, Tim, prediction Saturday, do you become a two-time champ?
I'm not going to say predictions, but I'm just going to show him that this is no step-aside fighter.
You heard it here from Tszyu, Bakhram Murtazaliev, a huge event from Caribe Royale Resort here in Orlando, Florida. Premier Boxing Champions on Prime Video. It all goes down Saturday, October 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. You do not want to miss this card. It is sure to be action-packed from start to finish. Before we wrap things up, we're going to have fighters pose for photos. And we look forward to seeing everyone here at Caribe Royale Resort.
Just sit there and keep a seat.
Guys, I need you guys to stay down. You're blocking the cameras in the back. Stay right there, we'll do a group shot. We bring the co-mains. Join us. We'll do a group shot. All right, guys, right in the middle. Joe, you guys stay down. We got to go down a little more. We're blocking cameras. Got to go down. Right here in the middle, guys. Got it? All right, thank you guys. Thank you all.